Wait, what was I gonna do? I swear I was gonna do something important. What did I come in here for? If this has ever happened to you, you are not alone. And in this one, I want to tell you how I stopped forgetting and took my memory to superhuman levels. You see, I wasn't always the way I am now, with a stupendous memory. Back in the day, not too long ago, a few years back, my memory was truly atrocious. I honestly felt like an idiot, I'll be straight and honest. And I was comparing myself to others all the time. Like, why can't I remember things? Why does everyone else seems like they have an amazing memory? Why doesn't information stick in my head? And these were just some of the questions that were running through my head. And luckily, I don't know what it was, serendipity or the universe hearing my cries, but something miraculous happened. I came across this Instagram ad by the one and only Jim Quick, a big shout out and thank you. And they were pre-enrollment, so you know me, I whipped out my wallet, made that payment, and waited about a month to get access to that course.
Congratulations and welcome to Superbrain Quest.
Now the course did take roughly a month, so there are so many bits of information that helped me out, but I wanted to compress them into this short video and tell you how I took my memory to superhuman levels. There is no other way to start this but with the 10 keys to unlocking your super brain. Now these are the fundamentals and basis of having a great memory before you would start learning any techniques. The first thing is a good brain diet, and this includes things along the lines of avocados, coconut oil, blueberries, broccoli, green leafy veggies, walnuts, dark chocolate, and a few other things. Second is killing ants. No, not those ants. Automatic negative thoughts, because your mind is always eavesdropping on your self-talk. Third is exercise, and exercise helps to get those endorphins and neurotransmitters flowing through your brain. After that are brain nutrients in the shape of B vitamins, omega-3s, ginkgo biloba, lion's mane, and gotu kola. After that is a positive peer group, because no progress can really be made around negative people and people that are always bringing you down. And the seventh is sleep. You see, sleep consolidates short to long-term memory and helps clear your brain of plaque that can lead to dementia and Alzheimer's. And the eighth is brain protection, and this is something along the lines of a helmet. And then we have new learnings, because you see, all change in your life comes from the input of new information. And lastly, we have stress management. You see, what happens when you're stressed is your body creates both adrenaline and cortisol, which puts you in a fight or flight type of mode, and you only need that mode when you need to protect yourself. The next important thing that'll take your memory to superhuman levels is your morning routine. And that's simply because of a little thing called the snowball effect. You see, the snowball effect is essentially a situation in which one action or event causes many other similar actions or events. Now, I like to focus on kickstarting my brain as part of my morning routine, and every single thing that I do in the morning is to optimize my brain for the day ahead. First thing that I do in the morning is meditate for 30 minutes. And there are so many benefits of meditation, from increased mindfulness, concentration, creativity, and so much more. Next is I make my bed. I do this because I like to start off my day with a win, and as they say, success breeds success. After I make my bed, I then head over to the toilet to brush my teeth with my opposite hand. And the reason behind this is using your body in different ways affects your mind and vice versa. What happens here is, since the right hemisphere of your brain controls the left side of your body, using the left side of your body works the right hemisphere of your brain. I like to do activities that work both hemispheres of my brain to make sure I'm becoming more whole brain as opposed to favoring one hemisphere of the brain. I then drop my toothbrush and hop into that shower, baby. And once I'm done with all that scrubbing, I switch that warm water to cold water all the way. And this helps to reset my nervous system and, hey, trust me, wakes me the fuck up. Next up are the 8 C's to muscle memory. Now, Jim says there isn't a magic pill, but there is a magic process, and the 8 C's are just that. The first C is competency, and this is when you choose a skill or ability you're looking to master. And for this step, you have to get as specific as possible. second C is chunking, and this is just breaking things down into bite-sized lessons. And for each chunk, you gotta name them and make them descriptive. Next is combining, and this is when you just combine each individual chunk, going both backwards and forwards. The fourth is consequences, and this is just essentially feedback. You always have to be looking for any piece of feedback along your journey to help you with your process. Fifth is character. Now imagine a character that's able to do something that you want to be able to do, and just imagine you're that character. What happens here is you activate something in your nervous system called mirror neurons, and you're able to learn things and take things in much quicker. And it's often said that one of the best methods to learning something is through imitation. And six is consistency. You have to show up every single day, because when you miss that first day, it gets a lot easier to miss that second day and the third day and so on. The seventh is commit. You see, you need to make the decision to commit to this new way of being. And lastly is a coach. They say the fastest way to learn something is to have a coach or a mentor who can already do the things that you want to learn to do. And one of the keys to a greater memory is understanding the power of location and how space helps us to store information. And this goes all the way back to our hunter-gatherer days. And this method of LOCI, or the location method, or the memory palace, all synonyms by the way, is just a method in which you encode information in your mind with a location, that you're already familiar with. To fully grasp and understand this method, we first have to talk about the three parts associated with memory. First is encoding, and this is the initial learning of information when you first learn that piece of information. Second is storing, and this is the process of placing newly acquired information into your memory, which is modified in the brain for easier storage. The third is retrieval, and this is just the recovery of previously stored information. What you want to do here is pick a piece of information you want to remember and pair that with a location you're familiar with. You choose a specific item in that location and merge the piece of information you want to remember with that item. Now I'll give you an example. Say I wanted to remember to brush my teeth with my opposite hand every morning. I then imagine left hands coming out of my sink instead of water. The wackier the image, the better. And make sure that you charge each image with emotion. And I'll give you a little secret sauce, a little secret formula. You see, emotion plus information equals long-term memory. Don't forget that. Lastly, we have the 5 levels of learning, and these are the levels you have to go through to get to mastery. Level 1 is unconscious incompetence. This is when you don't know that you don't know something. And level 2 is conscious incompetence. This is when you know that you don't know something. Level 3 is conscious competence. This level, you're competent, but it takes your conscious attention to do it. Say, for example, when you first learn how to type or tie your shoes. And level 4 is unconscious competence. This is when you practice so much, you become unconscious about it. This is second nature, if you will. And going from level 3 to 4 is only a matter of practice. And lastly, the last level, excuse me, goddamn, is mastery. And the master becomes proficient at the fundamentals, so make sure your basis and fundamentals are right. Lastly, a big shout out and thank you to Jim Quick, because he helped me take my memory to levels I had no idea were possible. And if you are like me, struggling recalling things, I highly recommend the course. Surpass your limits. Your potential has no bounds. Comes down to effort.